Tonight, the United States faces a sobering economic reality. Unemployment has surged to its highest point in 4 years. This unsettling development has sent shockwaves through communities across the nation, affecting not just the economy, but the very fabric of American life. The era of rapid job growth is over, replaced by uncertainty and anxiety. Once bustling office spaces now stand empty, and the streets are filled with individuals who are not just commuting, but are also carrying the weight of an uncertain future. The latest Bureau of Labor Statistics data shows a sharp increase in Americans seeking work but unable to find it. Job fairs are more crowded than ever, with lines stretching longer, and the frustration is palpable as people fill out applications, hoping for a chance. This jump has caught economists off guard, forcing a reassessment of the nation's economic health. Analysts are now poring over data, trying to understand the sudden shift and its implications for future growth. The unemployment rate now stands at 5.2%, millions without a paycheck, and families suddenly facing insecurity. The impact is visible in homes where bills pile up, and in neighborhoods where once thriving businesses now display "for lease" signs. It's not just a number, it's a sign of deeper economic weakness, and a shift in power from employees back to employers. Workers are packing up their desks, and business owners are making tough decisions, closing doors that may never reopen. Slowing growth, cautious investment, and persistent inflation are all converging. Construction sites are eerily quiet, and investors are nervously watching stock charts, while consumers face rising prices at the supermarket. The stability many relied on is being tested, and the American economy has entered a challenging new chapter. Families are left wondering what the future holds, and small business owners are locking up with uncertainty in their hearts. The question now: how will the nation respond? As policymakers gather in Washington and communities come together in town halls, the nation waits with bated breath for solutions that will restore confidence and stability. Every percentage point in the unemployment rate represents millions of personal struggles. Behind each statistic is a real person, a family, and a story that often goes untold. The numbers may seem abstract, but for those living through it, the impact is deeply personal and immediate. For some, it's a lost job and drained savings. The stress of not knowing how to pay next month's rent or put food on the table becomes a daily reality. The uncertainty seeps into every conversation, every decision, and every sleepless night. For others, it's a fruitless job search and mounting anxiety. Each rejection letter chips away at hope, making it harder to stay motivated. The constant cycle of applications and interviews, with little to show for it, can feel overwhelming and isolating. Younger workers and those in lower-wage service jobs are hit hardest, often the first to be let go. Many are just starting out, trying to build a future, only to have their plans derailed before they've even begun. The dream of upward mobility feels more distant as costs rise and opportunities shrink. Families are forced to make tough choices, cutting back on essentials and putting long-term goals on hold. Job seekers now face a saturated market, often forced to accept lower pay or work outside their field. Highly qualified individuals find themselves competing for entry-level positions, while others take on multiple part-time jobs just to get by. Even those still employed feel the pressure, fearing layoffs and clinging to their jobs. The atmosphere in many workplaces is tense, with employees wondering who might be next. This job insecurity stifles career growth and wage negotiations, creating a more anxious workforce. People are less likely to ask for raises or promotions, worried that any misstep could cost them their livelihood. The psychological toll is immense. Confidence has given way to vulnerability. Stress, anxiety, and even depression become common companions, affecting not just work, but every aspect of life. Rising unemployment casts a long shadow, affecting not just the jobless, but the entire labor market. Communities feel the strain as local businesses close and support networks are stretched thin. The human cost is real, and it's growing. Behind every number is a life change, a dream deferred, and a future made uncertain. The story behind the numbers is one of resilience but also of profound uncertainty. The slowdown isn't hitting all sectors equally. Tech, once booming, is now contracting. Mass layoffs follow shrinking demand and tighter funding. Construction and real estate are reeling from higher interest rates, with projects delayed and home sales dropping. Transportation and logistics, which thrived during the pandemic, now face reduced demand as consumers cut back. Trucking and warehousing jobs are disappearing as freight volumes fall. In contrast, Healthcare and essential retail remain relatively stable, buoyed by steady demand. But weakness in tech and construction, key drivers of growth, signals broader economic trouble. These industries fuel innovation and investment. Their struggles are a warning sign. The American economy's engines are cooling, and the effects are spreading. Rising unemployment is closely tied to the Federal Reserve's aggressive interest rate hikes. These hikes are part of a broader strategy to control inflation, which has been a growing concern for both policymakers and the public. By increasing interest rates, the Fed aims to curb excessive spending and borrowing, which in turn should help stabilize prices. To fight inflation, the Fed made borrowing more expensive, slowing business investment and hiring. This decision, while necessary to control inflation, has led to a ripple effect across various sectors. Businesses are finding it harder to justify new projects or expansions, leading to a cautious approach in hiring new employees. Higher rates hit hardest in sectors like housing and autos, where financing is crucial. The housing market, once booming, is now seeing a slowdown as potential buyers are deterred by higher mortgage rates. Similarly, the auto industry is grappling with unsold inventory as consumers hesitate to take on new car loans. As demand for loans dropped, so did job opportunities. Layoffs followed. Companies facing reduced revenue and higher costs are forced to make tough decisions, often resulting in workforce reductions. This has left many workers in a precarious position, uncertain about their future. The Fed aimed for a soft landing, but the latest numbers suggest a bumpier ride. The stock market reflects this uncertainty, with volatile swings as investors react to economic data and Fed announcements. Business leaders are on edge, trying to navigate these turbulent times. Now the central bank faces a dilemma: cut rates to support jobs and risk inflation, or hold steady and risk recession. This balancing act is critical, as each decision carries significant implications for the economy. Economists are divided on the best course of action, weighing the risks and benefits of each option. Their next moves will shape the economy's future. The decisions made in the coming months will determine the trajectory of economic recovery and stability. Stakeholders across the board are watching closely, hoping for signs of a positive outcome. Millions of Americans are caught in the balance. Families are feeling the pinch as they struggle to make ends meet, and workers are anxious about job security. The broader impact on communities is profound, with many facing tough choices. The stakes couldn't be higher. The decisions made by the Federal Reserve will not only affect the financial markets but also the everyday lives of citizens. The pressure is immense, and the world is watching. The path forward is uncertain, and every decision matters. As the economy stands at a crossroads, the choices made now will have lasting effects. It is a pivotal moment, and the outcome will shape the economic landscape for years to come. The labor market has shifted dramatically since the pandemic. The Great Resignation gave workers rare leverage, higher wages, flexibility, and remote work. That power is fading as unemployment rises and employers regain control. Job openings are down, wage growth is slowing, and remote work is no longer a given. Workers now cling to jobs, even if dissatisfied, as economic uncertainty grows. Employers are mandating returns to the office, and flexibility is slipping away. The expectations of workers have changed, but the market is reverting to old dynamics. The struggle over the future of work is just beginning. Financial markets are jittery as unemployment rises. Job losses mean less consumer spending, threatening corporate profits and fueling recession fears. Wall Street watches closely, knowing bad labor news can sometimes prompt the Fed to cut rates, sparking short-term rallies. Still, investors are shifting to safer assets, bracing for a downturn. Businesses are cutting spending and consumer confidence is falling. The fear of recession is self-reinforcing. As people worry, they spend less, making a downturn more likely. Markets are a barometer of this anxiety, and right now the outlook is stormy. The cycle of fear and caution is hard to break. The nation waits for a sign of stability. For millions, unemployment is a personal crisis, not just a statistic. Families cut back on luxuries, then essentials, as paychecks disappear. Lower-income workers with little savings face immediate hardship, missed rent, overdue bills, and tough choices. The stress strains mental health, relationships, and children's well-being. Safety nets are stretched thin, and long-term sacrifices, like draining retirement savings, jeopardize futures. Young adults move back home. Families delay milestones. Local businesses suffer as spending drops, triggering more layoffs and deepening community distress. Food banks and support organizations are overwhelmed. Rising unemployment weakens not just individuals, but the fabric of entire communities. The challenge is national, but the impact is deeply personal.